Hey, and a massive welcome to Project U. I'm really glad you're here. This is the place where we dig into one simple but honestly super powerful idea. Small steps, big change. Today, we are diving into what might be the single most important tool you have for unlocking your true potential.
So let me just ask you this. Do you ever feel stuck? You know that feeling, right? Where you're putting in all the effort. You're running as hard as you can, but you just keep hitting this invisible wall that will not budge. You're doing the work, but you're just not seeing the progress you want. It is so frustrating.
And look, this isn't just about feeling a little frustrated. The stakes are actually really high. The psychologist Abraham Maslow, he put it perfectly. He warned that if you consciously decide to be less than you're capable of, you are setting yourself up for a life of deep unhappiness. I mean, that's the real cost of being stuck behind that wall.
So what if that invisible wall, that force holding you back, what if it's actually coming from inside your own head? Okay, let's talk about this. What even is a mindset? Well, the easiest way to think about it is like a pair of glasses. It's the mental lens that you see the entire world through. It's this whole set of attitudes and beliefs you've picked up over your life, and it shapes how you see and react to, well, everything.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Thanks to some amazing research from Stanford psychologist Dweck, we know there are basically two paths you can go down. On one side, you've got the fixed mindset. This is the belief that your talents, your abilities, they're just set in stone. And that way of thinking makes you avoid challenges and get kind of threatened when other people succeed. But then, on the other side, you've got the growth mindset, the belief that your abilities can be developed. And this path, it makes you embrace challenges, learn from criticism, and actually get inspired by other people's success.
And this is what it all comes down to, really. Henry Ford just absolutely nailed it with this one. Whatever you believe about yourself, whether you think you can or you think you can't, it literally becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your mindset is that powerful. It actually creates your reality. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Okay, this sounds nice, but I'm just a fixed mindset person. That's just how my brain is wired. Well, here comes the most exciting part of this whole thing. The science is in, and it turns out that's just not true. That core belief of the fixed mindset, it's just scientifically wrong. And the science behind this is something called neuroplasticity. Yeah, it's a bit of a fancy word, but all it means is that your brain has this incredible ability to change and literally rewire itself by building new connections. And here's the kicker, it can do this for your entire life. This is amazing news, right? It means that growth isn't just some nice idea, it's literally what our brains were built to do.
You know, the best way to think about it is like this. Your brain is a muscle. Seriously, every time you push through a tough challenge or learn something new, you're basically doing reps at the gym, but for your brain. You are physically strengthening new pathways and building new connections. So that whole idea that you're just stuck with the brain you've got, nope. Science says that's just not how it works.
It all boils down to this really famous, kind of catchy phrase in neuroscience, neurons that fire together, wire together. What that means is every single time you repeat a thought or an action, like telling yourself, I can figure this out, you are physically making that neural connection stronger. You are literally hardwiring new beliefs right into your brain.
Okay, so the theory is cool, right? We know we can change, but the big question is, how? How do we actually do this in real life? Well, let's open up the toolkit and look at some practical, small steps you can take right now that lead to, yep, big change.
Oh man, we have all been here. You try something new, it's hard, and that little voice of the fixed mindset just pops right up. It gives you this final verdict, like a judge slamming down the gavel. And it says something like this, nope, I'm just not good at this. And it feels so final, doesn't it? Like a total dead end.
But watch this. This is where the magic happens. A growth mindset takes that exact same thought and just adds one tiny little powerful word to the end. Yet. I'm not good at this yet. Can you feel the difference? Wow. All of a sudden, it's not a brick wall anymore. It's a runway. It's a path forward. That one little word, it changes everything.
So here's a super simple but crazy effective technique you can start using today. It's called catch it, check it, change it. First, you just learn to notice, to catch those negative fixed thoughts when they appear. Then you check it. You challenge it. You ask yourself, hang on a second, is that really 100% true? And finally, you change it. You reframe that thought into one that actually serves you, one that helps you grow. Okay, here's another great strategy. That critical, fixed mindset voice, it isn't actually you. So give it a name. Seriously, call it the gremlin or the judge or whatever works.
What this does is it creates a little bit of space, and it makes it so much easier to recognize when it starts talking. And that helps you realize you have a choice. You can talk back to it from a place of growth.
So all these little tricks are great for in-the-moment situations. But how do we make this stuff stick for the long run? Well, this is where our whole channel's philosophy comes right back in. It's all about building habits. It's about integrating these small practices into your daily life, because it's those small steps, done consistently, that create the big change.
So how can we build this into our daily routine? Well, here are a few ideas to really strengthen that growth mindset muscle. A mindset check-in, for example, is as simple as just pausing during your day and asking, what's my inner voice saying right now? Is it being a coach or a critic? Or how about this one? Actively seek out feedback. Instead of fearing criticism, you start to see it as this amazing tool for improvement. In reconnecting with your why by reviewing your goals, that keeps you focused and helps you see other people's success not as a threat, but as proof of what's possible for you too.
And the payoff for doing this work? Oh, it is huge. We're talking about becoming way more resilient when life inevitably throws you a curveball. You'll feel more motivated, you'll get better at solving problems, and all of this, it just leads to a life with a much greater sense of fulfillment and accomplishment.
So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question to really think about. What's that one thing? You know, that skill or project you've been putting off? What's one thing you tell yourself, I can't do that you can change, starting right now, to I can't do that yet?
Thank you so much for hanging out with us here at Project U. And please, never forget that the journey to becoming who you want to be is built on all those small steps that, over time, create big, amazing change. If you found this explainer helpful, it would be awesome if you could hit that like button and subscribe to Project U for more. Thanks again for being here.